Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, this is Eric McKinley, and I wanted to share some things with you that I've been thinking about for the last 24 to 48 hours. It's been heavy on my mind, and it's something that a lot of us go through, whether we acknowledge it or believe it or not. It's a lot of things that we all go through, but it's real similar. It's real similar. It doesn't matter who we are. We all have these moments in our lives to where we lose focus. We lose focus. We get distracted. Sometimes we forget why we do things. And there's a lot of reasons why we lose focus or get distracted. Lots of reasons. But I talk to a lot of different people on a regular basis. I'm talking about, man, I'm probably contacted by about 10 to 15 people a day, and I probably contact or reach out, follow up with about 15 or 20 a day. Now that's a lot. And throughout that process, taking on a lot of different spirits and a lot of different personalities. And it can be taxing sometimes, it can be draining. But something that I've been dealing with for the last couple of years, but I've been really thinking about it the last 24 hours, 48 hours. Why is it that we lose focus or get distracted? Why is it that we forget why we started something? So guys, this is Thought Provoking Thursday. It's something that I talk about, or something that I do on Thursdays just to raise awareness or to provoke somebody's thought. And hopefully this is what this message actually does. Hopefully it raises someone's awareness that I'm either connected to currently, or someone who is attempting to connect to me or may connect to me in the future. See, there's a lot of people out there who are struggling financially. Simple. You know, they're struggling financially. They may not have a good job or the best job. They may have some credit issues. They may have some issues with their debt. Some people may want to buy a house and can't afford it right now, just can't see where they can do it. So they reach out to me because I teach financial strategies. I share information with people that helps them to get their finances in order. And by saying that, this says a lot, because this is not a fly-by-night solution that I share, because it takes time, it takes work. And most of the people that talk to me or contact me, unfortunately, by the time they contact me or reach out to me, they're in a desperate state, meaning that they're ready to do just about anything to get their finances in order. They're at the point in their life to where they're on their last leg, or they just don't know where else to go or what to do. And that's unfortunate, because anytime you find or you deal with someone who's desperate, they're willing to do just about anything, but they're not patient enough to see the results of what they do. So let's talk about how a lot of people lose focus. So let's say someone comes to me, and they're coming to me because they're having issues with their finances. See, most people think that they have an income problem, but that's not true. I was like that as well. I knew I made a lot of money, but I just didn't understand why I wasn't able to keep money. See, that's not an income problem, that's a cash flow problem. And the things that were slowing down my cash flow is the same thing that's slowing down a lot of people's cash flow. Inflation, debt, expenses, bad credit, lack of more income. That slows down your cash flow. And what happens is more money's going out than what's coming in. And because that happens, we think we need more money. Well, that ain't the solution. I promise you it's not. It's not the solution. It doesn't matter how you spend it. It doesn't matter how we look at it. Getting more money and not understanding how to take care of what we have is only going to add fuel to the fire. So we got to understand how money works and how to take care of what we have. But here it goes. Sometimes we either lose, I hit my screen. Sometimes we either lose focus. We get distracted, or we forget why we wanted to do something, we wanted a better life in the first place. That sounds kind of crazy when you think about it, because imagine somebody just got paid on Friday. And I use Friday a lot because a lot of people either get paid on the 1st, the 15th, or on that Friday. Rarely do people get paid in the middle of the week, but let's say somebody just got paid on Friday, and they get paid every 2 weeks. Now, by the time Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday hits of the following week, they may be already broke. And they see some information that I shared, or some information that one of my associates have shared, and they say, you know what, that sounds good. That sounds like something I need. And they don't have the money to get started. See, that's not an income problem, that's a cash flow problem. And because they don't have the money to get started, they go from just getting paid on Friday to going to the following Friday, and they gotta wait a whole nother week after that to get paid. Well, you can only imagine how many emergencies come up between that time. You can only imagine how many situations come up that involve money, involve finances, to where they may have felt the need to borrow some money from somebody. They may have felt the need to go to a check cashing place, or get a signature loan, or, like I say, borrow money from family or friends. But as soon as they get paid, and this is the mindset of a personality who gets thrown off, gets distracted, or loses focus. As soon as they get paid, they forget that they were broke the week before. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. They forget that they were broke the week before, and they forgot that they saw the information that they believed that was going to improve their finances. So they just did a mental flush, and they flushed everything that they saw. So they lost focus, and in losing focus, the paycheck that they got, even though that was supposed to assist them in helping them with their finances, that paycheck distracted them, and it made them forget their why. I got another scenario. There's people that I conduct business with on a regular basis, and in the beginning, they were all gung-ho. I mean, ready to go, ready to save the world, ready to improve their personal finances, ready to make some differences in their community, just ready. But they lost focus. And they lost focus because they were getting distracted. And they got distracted because the money wasn't coming in fast enough. See, there's a system and a strategy. There's rules and steps that you should follow when you're attempting or making the attempt to correct your finances and improve your finances. There's a method to this thing. There's levels to it. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen when you want it to happen. But one day you wake up and things are better. Well, I know individuals, I know people who went at this information, and they attempted to apply the strategies. And the first strategy that we share with people is correcting your W-4 if you have a job. And that thing can bring home anywhere between $200 to $800, maybe even more per month. That is a distraction for a lot of people. Sad to say, but because their mind is not wrapped around the whole idea of actually saying, hey, it's going to take some time to get my finances together, that additional cash flow can be a distraction. And the next step is to create an emergency fund. Well, that doesn't happen. It never happens because they're getting that money and they're not strong enough. They're not determined enough. They're not focused enough to follow the steps. There's actually a personal cash flow plan that we use and we suggest and recommend that people follow. But that's another thing that distracts people. You get a little extra money in your pocket and you forget that you were broke. You forget that you were on a mission to create generational wealth for yourself and for your family. You forget that you're on a mission to stop living paycheck to paycheck. You forget that you're on a mission to stop robbing or allowing the government to rob you. You know, taking away from Peter to pay Paul. You forget. People forget. I even had instances where people were about to lose their jobs. They were in a bad situation, about to lose their jobs. And you know, I'll never say any names, but you know, people were in positions getting ready to lose their jobs, so they thought. And they prayed. Before that, they were praying for a financial breakthrough. They were praying for an opportunity or situation or instance that would positively affect or impact their finances. And they met me, or they met someone who talks about financial literacy and financial education. And they started applying some of the strategies, and they saw some positive traction. They saw some positive reactions to their finances. And then the very job that they were about to lose, or the very job that was about to let them go or fire them, not only did they keep their job, but they got a raise. Imagine praying to God for a financial breakthrough, and God sends somebody your way to show you some strategies so you can keep more of your money, lower your taxes, and show you how to keep more of your money. And just from that, the Bible says, if you become faithful over a few things or little things, he'll make you rulers over many. So as you learn how to become faithful over your finances, things started to look up. And God blessed you with more time on that job to show you that, hey, look, I'm faithful to you because you're faithful to what you said you wanted. And he gives you more time on that job, but he don't give you more time on that job so you can stay on that job. He gives you more time on that job so you can create some financial freedom for yourself and your family. But instead, what happens is you forget that you want a financial freedom. You forget that you wanted more time freedom. You forget, and you stop applying those same strategies that got you out of that situation. The same strategies that helped you to stay afloat until you got the rest of your blessing. You got a raise on your job. You forgot that you didn't have any retirement. You got a raise on your job. You forgot that you didn't have any 401k plan. And just by applying some strategies to your life, you were able to create more cash flow so you can continue to invest that money so you can have a financial plan when you retire. Because you still don't know when you're going to retire. See, all God did was give you a little bit more time. It's called grace. He gave you a grace period. But somewhere along the lines, we either lose focus, we get distracted, or we forget why we started something. I've even had people tell me, you know what? I got a better job. I don't need this information now. Some of them said it verbally. Some of them said it, with their actions. But the bottom line is, if we want to build some type of legacy for our family, for our last name, for our grandchildren, if we want to build some type of legacy, we have to understand that a job is not going to be the way to do it. That's a beginning, but it's not the ending. And we also have to understand that we have to use our job. We have to leverage our job and the money that we make from our job to learn how to build something. See, people forget quickly that they were in financial distress, that they were in financial need. They forget quickly that they were broke. They forget. When they get paid, they forget. So I want to give you something to think about this evening. As it may have been you that sees this video. It may have been you that sees this video. It may be someone that you know. This story may sound familiar to you. But I want you to think about this. The next time you or someone else asks, or you to make that prayer, they ask you to pray for their finances or pray for them because they're going through. And as soon as they get through, or they think they get through, they forget why they were praying in the first place. they take one part of the blessing, just a small part of the blessing, and they throw the rest of it back. Think about it. How many people have you come into contact with that ask you to help them out, to let them borrow some money, to float them a couple of dollars to the next paycheck? Then they come across a nice sizable amount of income or money, and they forget. They forget. Sometimes we lose focus, we get distracted, or we forget our why. What's hindering you? What's stopping you right now from using some strategies that's going to show you how to improve your finances? See, whether you have a job or not, whether that job is still paying you or not, it's still not your job. And just as fast as they gave you that promotion, just as fast as you got that better paying job, just as fast as you got that position, just as fast as it can be taken away. That's why it's important. I'm not speaking anything bad on anybody, but this is just the truth. That's why it's important to build something while you're working. During your working years, it's important to build something. Because if you don't build something and you don't have any income coming in, how are you going to survive? Most people tell me, well, you know, I just go get another job. Well, just imagine you making $25 or $30 an hour on one job, and then you have to go back and get a job at $10 an hour. Let me show you how to make up the difference. Let me show you how to replace your income today. See, I retired almost 4.5 years ago, and I wish somebody had shown me how to replace my income before I retired. Thankfully, I know now. And I replaced the income that I missed out on while I was in the military. It only took me about 24 months, but I was able to replace that income. But allow me to show you how you can bring more money into your household, replace that income, build some generational wealth, increase your cash flow, eliminate that debt. You know, build your business, man. That's what's gonna be left for your children's children. What's hindering you? Why? Hey guys, my name is Eric McKinley. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you can do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. If you're interested in learning how to improve your finances, just simply comment why, and I'll share some information with you. Hey, you guys have a better than amazing day. Applied knowledge is powerful. Properly applied knowledge is powerful. Just remember that, okay? I see you guys at the top. It's too many people struggling unnecessarily at the bottom. Peace.